candidate, President Biden didn't say there will not be another foot of wall constructed that except what was appropriated in 2019. He said there will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration. So something changed. What?
You want us to break the law? Is that what you want? You want us to not comply with the law?
I'm not.
But you want us to not comply with the law. You want us to not be in administrations that follow the rule of law.
You guys do this all the time. The student loans, the student loan forgiveness program. You went to court to fight for that. If this is such a problem, building 20 miles of wall, why not just go to court?
We went to Congress. The Congress appropriates the funding.
Why not
Congress
fight them more?
Congress appropriates the funding. We asked them to not use that funding for that particular purpose. They denied it, and now we're complying with the law.
So what they did is they have allowed the border to totally
A moment
collapse.
just to laugh. Brian, pause for a minute.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
that is some bad spin.
Yeah, no one's buying it.
And they're not even putting up the fence that aren't supposed to be put up if that reporting's correct. So there's already 2.388 million encounters at the border. If that number sounds high, it should. It's longer than any. It's higher than any in our history. Last year, a record is we already surpassed it. So now, instead of just saying, "Oh, it's perception and mayors are going down there," this is a disaster. Yeah. There's been 500,000 Venezuelans that have come through, and now they sent their Attorney General to Mexico City. They sent their Secretary of State to Mexico City. You got the mayor of Chicago getting 50 buses over the last 2 weeks into his city. Now he's at the border. The mayor of New York is in 3 separate South and Central American cities. This is an embarrassment to this administration and to embarrassment to Senator Joe Biden, who in 2007 was saying we have to build a wall. We're not a country. And he tells NBC, if we don't have control of our border, that's an infringement on our sovereignty. What happened to that guy?
He voted to support the 2006 Secure Fence Act, which put 600 or 700 miles of border wall up on our southern border. And now, fast forward to 2023, he's saying he doesn't think that border walls work. So you also have Mayor Eric Adams in Central America right now telling migrants face to face, don't come to my town. We cannot support you here. We are at max capacity. It's pretty clear to me that what's happening here is that it's 20 miles of border wall that they're building, and they're doing it because of all the Democrat mayors, Steve.
20 miles is nothing.
I know. You know what? That's so true. And it's nothing, Brian, and you're right about that. We on Fox and Friends First just talked to a rancher in New Mexico who he said he has a 3/4 mile stretch on his property of open border. Alone. And also on his property is all the fencing, millions and millions of dollars of fencing that all it needs to be do is just be put up. So this 20-mile stretch isn't going to do anything.
You never hear about New Mexico. It's a Democratic governor. He just lets his people suffer. He's worried about his politics. Here's what's the problem with Eric Adams. Do you know what he said before he left? I want the border open. We just have to decompress.
Yep.
We have to decompress the pressure of the border. I want to help. Do you wonder why people in Venezuela who look at our
his actions and words don't match?
But that's the point, Brian. You can't tippy-toe around this issue. They're trying to please both sides of their party.
Exactly.
They want to say, look, my city has been overrun, but look, we don't want to say that we're anti-immigrant. We don't want the progressive wing to say that we're pro MAGA, we're pro Republican by saying we want a border fencing, we want them to clog up the hole. And the thing is, you can't be like that on this issue. You can't do that because the folks that are crossing the border, they see it as a magnet every single time. Maybe you can come.
And you know, in the White House, they never in a million years thought that they would have the backlash from these Democratic mayors and governors. And that's why when we look at what's going on down there and we see a disaster, at the White House, they look at it and they see a disaster for re-election. So now they can say, you know what? We built more wall and we started deporting people.
Yeah.
So you know what? Where's the DNC this year? Chicago.
Yeah, that's so true.
The governors come out against this.
This
the mayor's having a meltdown. The turning point for me will be those residents of Chicago who sat there and screamed, said, "You're putting these illegal immigrants above us."
You
we only got
protesting outside the DNC.
That to me is the turning point on this issue.
We're going to be talking to one of those residents coming up.